People, how you doing? Just got to the gym now. Was gonna have my workout, and something come through my head, and no, it wasn't him. So something come through my head, and with me, as you guys are probably aware, when something comes in my head, I've got to get it off my chest, and a lot of it, it's move, come on. A lot of it is I'd let it out on Facebook or Instagram, and hence why I've done rant videos in the past. Yeah, but anyway, so I was I was thinking about something, and what I was thinking about was the power of the brain, the power of our thoughts, how our brain can make us believe something is right when it could be wrong. It can tell us if you've got a glass of water in front of you and your brain is telling you that's a glass of milk, you will believe it's a glass of milk because your brain is telling you. And if your brain is telling you, then you're thinking it's right. You understand? So what I was thinking about was actions that are made in anger. So when you make an action in anger, it might take you an hour, it might take you a day, it might take you a week, it might even take you a year before you realize that action was incorrect. And once you've calmed yourself down a little bit and you've had time to think about it, some people might say it's obviously you getting older in time and you realized, but a lot of it is when you've calmed and you think, wow, you know, I could have dealt with that in a different way. A lot of the times people tend to block it out and don't really think about it, yeah? So it's done and that's it. But let me give you an example. Let's just say if I was angry, and I'm going to keep this here a bit of a distance, yeah? My shoulder's hurting. So if I was angry, yeah, and I was to... hold on, one second. Yeah, so if I was angry and I was to get into a punch-up, and forget into a punch-up, let's just say if I was to get into an argument with someone, and over the phone, let's just say, yeah? And me being hot-headed, I've gone to that person's house, I know where they live, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna deal with this person, yeah? So the anger's obviously still inside. You understand? The anger's still in my head. I've gone there, and I've basically just gone and fucking juked this person up, stabbed this person, you know, and I've done that purely out of anger, right? It might take you a little while before you realise that it was done out of anger and you realise you're wrong, yeah? But imagine if the same scenario was to happen while you were not angry. So let's just say an argument didn't happen. Or let's just say an argument did happen, but you didn't get angry. And you were calm, collective, you know, and you decided to go to this person's house. Everything's all fine. Would you still get out the knife and would you still stick it in that person? No, you wouldn't. You understand? So it's the power of the mind. It's a crazy thing. At the time, your brain will tell you what you're doing is right, and you will pursue it. You will carry on. It's the same with all these fucking nonsense, these paedophiles. You know, they're doing these things, and at the time, they think it's okay to do what they do. Depression is a big thing as well. Depression is also a big thing where people think how to heal depression is by taking medicine. Antidepressants won't actually won't heal the depression. What they do is they put a sheet over it, a blanket over it, and they suppress it. So the problem is still there. It's not actually gone. You're only containing it while you're taking the medicine. As soon as you stop taking it, it's going to come back again. You understand? So it's like, I've told a few people this as well, I've spoken to them about it. I've done a few live chats and we've spoken about the same thing as well, yeah? What it is you get upset. It could be something small, yeah? You get upset, you're going to think, oh fuck, I can't believe this has happened. Let's just say parking ticket, you get a parking ticket, yeah? You think, oh fuck, I got a fucking parking ticket, oh. You know, you get fucking pissed off, you know. Now, your body, your mind knows how to deal with something when it's upset, and it will deal with it in a negative way. And it will only be at 5%, let's just say, yeah? Just hypothetically speaking. So 5% is in that you're going to bring negativity now into your body. You're feeding that in, yeah? It keeps happening. Every time something negative happens in your life, your body's going to react to it in the same way now. So your body now knows every time something happens, which is a negative thing, it's going to react in the same way, which is it shuts down everything, just goes, fucking everything's just fucked, and you know. Then what starts happening is your body and your brain starts reacting in the same way every time something small happens. It could be something small, like I've spilled a glass of milk. Literally talking, I've spilled a glass of milk. You know, they say, don't cry over spilled milk. You'll spill that glass of milk and you'd get upset over it. You'd be thinking it's the end of the world. Or, I don't know, you're at work and you've had to stay an extra 5 minutes and you get so worked up about it, so stressed out. Oh my God, I'm fucking it. I just want to fucking go home, and you know. Or someone says something to you at work, or someone says something to you at home, or one of your friends does, and it gets to you and it just eats away at you. You know, your brain is telling you to deal with it in a negative way. So your brain is a very powerful tool. You know, so when you start telling yourself not to let these things get to you and start dealing with it in a positive way, right? Then you will overcome depression. You will overcome a lot of things. So yeah, it's just something that was on my mind. I wanted to get it off. But yeah, the brain is a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful weapon. You know, women tend to use it a lot more than men. Men physically, they tend to use their strength. Women are a lot more intellectual, and this is scientifically proven. Yeah, so. With guys, the brain is still there. It's exactly probably the same as the women, but they don't know how to use it how they should do. And what ends up happening is this: the men suffer from more depression than women do. You do get women that do suffer, but what it is, especially with kids and everything, a lot of this is my personal belief. I could be wrong. Yeah, a lot of women they condition their minds, they condition their brains to become a lot more stronger, and we need to learn from them. You understand? When something negative happens, don't get me wrong, women do suffer from depression as well, you know, but when something negative happens, rather than seeing, and I say this to a lot of people, rather than seeing it as a glass half empty, see it as a glass half full. So what you do is you take the positivity out of that negativity, you turn it into something positive. Your brain is dealing with it in a positive way. When something happens, you might get into an argument, you understand? And you might kick off with someone. Rather than dealing with it hot-headed, if you were to calm down and think about it, yeah, it will probably be more beneficial. You probably end up getting yourself you won't end up getting yourself nicked, because if you're dealing with it hot-headedly, you're going to get fucked, right? Most people will probably still end up doing the crime, but where they're calm and collected, they won't rush into it. They will think, okay, I'm going to deal with this person. I'm going to deal with him, you know, and I know this is where he works. You know, this is where he's going to be at this time. I'm going to do it in this way. Make sure there's no cameras, whatever. Rather than just going straight, you know, Raggo, swords out and fucking, I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. Cameras everywhere and shit. You understand? And you just end up getting fucked. So, it's crazy. It's crazy how the brain itself, you know, if you give it the space that you need and if you control it in a half decent way, you know, it can actually be quite beneficial for you. It can be your best friend and it could be your worst enemy as well. You understand? So you use it in a good, positive way. You learn to control it. You learn to tame it, like you were to, for example, I don't know, tame a horse, for example. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. You learn to control it, and it could be quite beneficial. But if you just let it go wild, it will become your worst enemy. You know, I'm talking, it will even lead to suicide. It will lead to whatever, deaths, murder, you name it. It can be your worst enemy. You know, self-destruction. So that's something that I had to get off my chest, and I've done that. Now I am gonna smash out a bit of chest to do my workout. So speak to you guys soon.